Who's that? What was that? Oh my god! It's Arthur! It's Arthur! They've made another Arthur! Bro, they've made Arthur in the game. Oh my god, if that ain't Arthur, then I don't know who is, man. Yo, as you know, Starrail just got its official release date, and seeing as it's a new turn-based gacha game, which kinda reminds me of a certain gacha game, I'd love to dive straight into it, because myself, I love these types of games, and so far, the game itself, it truly looks amazing. And it's honestly a shame I didn't get to play the beta, because I would have been addicted, so, you know, maybe it's a good thing I didn't get to play it. So recently they had an official livestream which briefs us about what to expect on the release and what's to come. And today I'm just going to go over the contents really quickly for you guys. And this is so you guys are prepared for when it gets released. And you might be wondering, hey, Tello, when is the release date? You haven't even mentioned it. It's on the 26th of April. And you can sign up for the pre-register right now. And there's also a web event, which you should be doing because you get these daily rewards and you get all these other in-game rewards before the game even comes out. So I'll have the links in the descriptions. Use those links. Get ready for the game. And yeah, let's go over it. So starting off, they have this big lore segment where they talk about the lore in Starrail. You can check it out on the official livestream. I've linked it in the description with the timestamp. So if you're interested in the lore, definitely check it out. Then they talk about more in depth of the gameplay. So some meaningful things they do mention is the style of exploration in this game it's sort of like a sandbox where you get to walk around on the map, battle enemies and even loot, and you can compare it to games like Dragon Quest or Persona. And I just want to say, make sure you do check every corner of the map because they do mention that there are Easter eggs when you explore. And there's all this other stuff where you can get gacha currency and chests and all this other thing, so it's always worth checking every corner of the map. Next they talk about the combat system, which is the main way of battling within the game, which most of you guys should know it's a turn-based role-playing game. And they explain about how your allies will attack and how to use their signature abilities. So for example, using base attacks will grant you skill points, which you can use for abilities. These skill points will be shared between all of your characters. Some skills do get consumed by skill points, and some characters are pretty unique and they don't. And for the ultimate, you need to have energy to unleash it. You can fill it up by using basic attacks, skills, defeating enemies, and also getting hit by enemies. There's multiple ways you can fill up your ultimate gauge. And enemies will also have a white bar above them, and that's called toughness, and it's basically a shield. And once you break it, you get to deal more damage to them, and they take a bunch more damage as well. And of course, there's elemental weakness system in this game. There's also classes, but I'm not going to get into that because it's going to make the video too long, and I'll get into it on another video. Also, can we just take a moment to look how spectacular these animations look? They did a massively good job, and I'd guess so because they kind of had the budget for it, but you know, they still look amazing. Also mentioned is that you can use unique character techniques outside of the battle when you're roaming the map. So one of these examples was Seely. Her technique gives her stealth, which allows her to become undetectable by enemies. But of course, you know, everyone has their own unique technique, and also you can use these techniques to gain advantages against the enemies and gain some buffs or some certain attacks. And it's really cool because everyone has their own unique quirk, basically. And I put a ToolBox in the description, so if you want to check out the characters and what they do, I'll leave that in the description for you guys to check out. They then explain about light cones, which are basically cards you equip to your trailblazers. Trailblazers are pretty much characters in the game. I didn't even explain that. And these light cones, they're very similar to FGO's craft essence system. If you ever played FGO, they're basically cards you equip to your characters and they give them buffs. And it's also kind of similar to Honkai's stigmatas. You only need one light cone, by the way, you don't need 3 like Honkai. And they can give your characters a bunch of buffs and passives, so they're always worth using, and it's kind of like a mandatory thing you equip on your character. And now comes the beautiful Gacha. They first introduced the standard banner, which seems to include 3 trailblazers, which are Gepards, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, Bronya, and Himeko. Like most gacha games, temples will guarantee a 4-star or above trailblazer or light cone, and this banner uses passes. And the first limited banner will consist of Seely and her light cone. This limited banner will use special passes. They also revealed the second limited banner, which is Jing Yuan. He's disgusting. I think you should pull for him. He's absolutely vile. His AoE damage is abysmal. And also, Sealy is a disgusting single target. Honestly, both of these characters are always worth pulling for. They look and read absolutely nasty. Also, to note, the guarantee is 90 summons on the standard and limited banners, and 80 summons for the light core banners. Next, they explain about the Forgotten Hall, which can be compared to the Spiral Abyss in Genshin. They're split into two parts, which is Memory and Memory of Chaos. Memory you should be able to complete as you progress through the game, and Memory of Chaos is more of a end game content where 10 stages will be reset 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, sorry, similar to, like I said, Spiral Abyss. Then they explain about the Simulated Universe, which is a roguelike dungeon which gets reset weekly, so you can gain more rewards every week. Next, they revealed the first event, which is called Boulder Town Super League, which is a tournament-based event where you get to battle against opponents, rise up the ladder, kind of just like a normal tournament, like you would see anywhere else. They do go more in depth in the live stream, so check it out, it's in the description. Next, they revealed the launch event, which will consist of 10 special summons, which you can obtain over 7 days, of course. Then they confirmed the registration rewards, which include 20 passes and various other rewards like Trailblazers, light cones, and other materials. You can also gain many passes and get your currency from simply just leveling up, as shown on the screen. You can gain a total of 50 pulls once you reach level 35, which is massive, humongous. There's also a web event, as I mentioned at the start of the video. You can complete this before the game even gets released, which gives you like extra materials, so make sure you complete it. It reminds me of like the Genshin event when it first came out. And that's about everything they mentioned in the recent livestream. Alongside Arknights, I will also be creating Starrail content because my love for TRPG is absolutely undying, especially after not playing FGO for such a long ass time. It gives me so much nostalgia of back then, honestly. But I hope you guys also check out the game because I think it'll be a big hit when it comes out. Like, the game looks amazing so far. I'll also be streaming it similar to how I streamed Blue Archive when it first came out. By the way, I don't want to remind you guys on how much of a disaster that game was when it first came out. Holy shit, it took me about 6 hours to download it. I hope it's not the same for this, but I don't think it will be. But yeah, I hope to see you guys there on the 26th. I'll be making other guides and other videos for Starrail. Don't think I'll be forgetting about Arknights, because I definitely won't be. But yes, I'll see you guys soon. See you later. Bye.